Hey guys, welcome back to Quad S Trading, and we will be going live here, and we are going back over the trades of May the 18th. Now, I couldn't do last week's live trading on the 11th because in Canada the long weekend was last week, while in the States it was this Monday. Um, so anyways, let's have a quick look here because last week was a good week. Full disclosure, let's have a look at the week of the 11th first, because that week was not that great for us. One stock hit us hard was D TDIC. Don't worry about this up here. This information gets updated at the end of the month with all the win rate of all our stuff. Now, this stock here went bananas, and I'll show you what it is. But we were able to take it on the backside and recoup most of our losses on this one here, which was really nice. It's not a traditional either DV or EXE trade, so it's not in the spreadsheet. It is just something that we discussed in our Discord, and most people that were able to take the trade had a huge win on that one there, and I'll show you that to you very shortly. And then we had QC. That one there was, I think it was to do with a drone news contract with the government for military thing. So it was big news for this one here, and this thing went up like thousands of percent since the pump of that day. So nothing too big, minus 10%. But this week we had a 20% gain. So let's have a look at what we got here. So let's look at, I'm just going to open up TDIC here just to show you guys. Let's have a look. TDIC. Just to show you the one trade that pretty much just hit it hard for us. So we just have to go like this here in the live recap. Boom. Let's have a look. TDIC. All right. So we have something in our overextended strategy called a REM, which is based on the RSI, EMA, and the MACD. And then we have something called PCT, which is based on a percentage flat gain. Usually these things win very well, but lately they've been more losses than wins. So we're in our indicator right here, DV indicator, we actually took it out. So if you'd say stop the PCT trade because around they're not working, it eliminates them. Right, so that's why our indicators are awesome. They're very customizable. So essentially we had an EXE trade here, right? This thing's going sideways, overextends, great, enter on the trade, boom, it pumped right up, stopped us out. Okay, so then we're like, hey, sure, whatever. And then over here, we had no percentage thing. You take it here, all right, small loss, boom, percentage again. And like these things do work when the market's flat or bearish, because as you can tell, like it hit this here, this number, and it dropped. But these guys, they really wanted to pump this thing because they just wanted to cash out, exit scam, whatever the reason is. Once again, you can tell like these things are resistance area again. And then as you can tell right here, once it hit this purple band here, which is the EMA 200, and it came back up, and then it comes down here and it touches and it crosses the VWAP, the SMA 200. That's when I entered. Boom, and we took the trade all the way down, and I covered up at this area here when it pumped back up. This is when I covered, but it went all the way down, tanked, and because it's Chinese garbage, it's going to keep tanking until it eventually does a reverse split. So we were able to recuperate most of our wins here. Like this is from here all the way down to right here. It's like an 80% gain. And the thing is, when you have a gain that's this big, even if it drops another 10%, right? So let's go 250, drops 10% to 225. It's only an extra percentage on your position unless you add on the way down. And I was actually working on this day, so in the low reception area. This was a fluke trade for me. I just got in here. I'm like, look, it crossed below the SMA 200. I'm gonna take it. And then when I got back in the afternoon, I realized, it was a big win. Once I was able to get reception, but or else I would have taken this on the way down to make it a huge win. But at least I was able to recuperate easy 3/4 of these losses. So that was nice. So let's just leave that one there. So on the 18th, we had CREG. Now, this is a DV strategy. You can easily tell red circle, orange circle, green circle, and that means on the next close below the VWAP, you enter. So we entered the trade, right? We have labels. This is like as easy as it gets. The labels will populate when this happens. We actually get an alert in our Discord. So in the Discord, when this candle goes below, you get an alert to say, hey, you know what? The DV is setting up. And at the same time, it gives you some warnings. Let me just show you that real quick here. We can pop up this my Discord real quick. Yeah, So let's have a look here. So these are our alerts. And if I were to go on that day, the 18th, let's see if it was there. So I'm still playing with this. So that one there should have been here, but it wasn't. But see, SBFM is here, so it tells you when to enter. This is your stop loss, and it gives you warnings. So warnings would be like if it's very high institutional ownership, if the short interest is extremely high, if they're cash positive, Chinese stock, anything like this will come up as a warning here. And so far, all of our trades are coming here, but this is still being worked on, tweaked a little bit. And then we also have an MMP alert system. And for example, MMPs would have been PCLA, which was a win. AKTX would have been a win. And we had others like BES, where BES should have been here. Where are you? Should have been here, the warning. Or it's maybe not. But anyways, these alerts are going to be great. So like these are the ones that, hey, you're on the go. And next thing you know, you get an alert, you just take the trade. Right, EXT right here, setting up. But this one here never actually did an EXT trade because it didn't close with that label. So that's why it's not in the spreadsheet. But anyways, this here is getting refined, and then we'll have the DE and the EXT alerts here, and we'll have the MMP alerts here, which will be live Monday. Hopefully this all works. And so yeah, we got some awesome stuff building in our Discord. We're trying to make this so simple that you can either learn to trade with myself and Sean, join our mastermind, or you join the elite traders where we'll give you access to some alerts, and then you can actually get the indicators afterwards. So enter here at 82 cents, and you cover at 61 cents for a nice win of $1,275. Then we have AUUD, same thing. This is a a DV. We have a red over here, and this red, if it wasn't going to populate here, it would have been populated up in this area here anyway. So red, orange, green. First close below the VWAP, which is this one right here, at 191, and then we covered the following day at 204. So we cover in between 10 and 10:30 because we want to have that 9:30 crash, and then that's when you cover, because usually in the afternoon, sometimes in the afternoon it'll pump up again, just like it did here, right? So this is a loss of $227. GOVX, huge win on this one here, just huge, right? DV again, red, orange, green, right? So you cover, you take a short on the next VWAP below. So this here actually halted down. So you enter anywhere in this area here, and then you could cover at the SMA 200, or you can cover, as the strategy is, the following day at 196. Now, at the same time, if I were to go on the 4-hour chart and just look at this here, so see how this pivot here has not been touched? Let's do an orange line here. So this is what we call a missed monthly pivot, and this is another strategy that now that my alert is working for the missed monthly pivots, which is something I've been working on next week, or last week, sorry, this will be in the MMP alerts. So technically speaking, this should have triggered an alert in the MMP. Now let's go back on this day here. And the way these works that I've been testing is very simple. When it hits this, you take it on the next close. So this would have been your entry for the missed monthly pivot play right here on the close. Let's say this 326. Okay, that would have been your entry. And your cover would have been midpoint on these ones here. Because these ones here, usually we take them up a little bit higher, we'll close at midpoint. So if you go like this to here, this would have been a 17% trade. And we do each trade independent. So a missed monthly pivot, and if it does a DV, you would do your missed monthly pivot as one trade. You would do the DV as another trade. So this trade here would give you 17% from here down to midpoint. And then this DV trade would have given you from here all the way down to what, 196, 40% roughly. So this would have been a huge day. So our missed monthly pivot trades, they're being worked on right now for the alerts. That way we don't miss anything. So it's going to be very nice in the future. Once we have our alerts for the DV, we're going to have alerts for the missed monthly pivots, and we're going to actually have the alerts for a new RSI strategy that I'm backtesting and that I'm going to be finalizing within the next 2 weeks. And at the same time, we will also do the alerts for our VW1 strategy. So everything's going to be alerted in the Discord as a trade based on the indicators that we use. And then from there, you do your own research to see, hey, if you want to go into the trade or not. And I'll show you at least one example of a trade that I took, but I didn't suggest anybody take it just because the stock went up all day, and that's not what we want to see. Now let's look at SBFM. This was an amazing trade. This thing pump, pump, pump. Now, when it pumps a lot in the pre-market like this, like we're talking 750%, it will trigger what we call a REM trade, but it's a tier 2. You don't see this very often. So we have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 for our REM trades, or the EXTs. Most of them happen in the pre-market, and the win rate is like 80% on these ones here, and they're huge. So anyways, here is your entry, right? Here's your label, amount of shares that you're trading, and this is always based on your account size and the trade size that you want to use. So here we are, we entered here, and you close the following day around 10:30. Massive win of $3,785. Well, this win alone would have grown your account by 7.5%, and GOVX would have been just under 6% growth on this one trade alone. And when I say one trade, I'm not talking about the missed monthly pivot, I'm talking just this DV trade. Now, NXXT, this is the one that I mentioned in the Discord. Hey, it may not be worth playing because, as you can tell, it's just going sideways, right? It's going sideways, 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 like very slow pump. We want to see like up, down, lots of volatility in the trade, but this one here because it went sideways. I took it just because, hey, my indicator says to take it, and we want to eventually automate all this trading for our stocks, just make it so much easier. Like the alert will send webhooks to our prop firm, and the prop firm will do all the trades, which will be great. Nonetheless, this was a loss of $543. Then we had INM. Let's find this one here. So our VW1 and our VW2, they don't give labels like the DV and the XTs because those ones are based on strict rules. These ones here are based on dilution, and the VW1 is very easy because you take it on the first close below the VWAP on a green circle. So with this one here, we'll be able to put alerts on this one here in our Discord. But the VW2, which is I'll show you with NIVF, it has a little bit more patience, and you have to actually watch the stock to make it do the exact pattern that we're looking for. But this one here, I actually forgot to write how much this one was a win for. INM is just a small win of $409.84. So nice little win of just under just a little over $400. And then of course this is going flatline. Eventually this is going to tank just like it did, or it does all the time. Right. So here we had a small loss with a profit to recoup of it, but this one here was a NIVF. This is a VW2, and this is where I'm talking about where I can't. It's hard to automate this one just because there's a little bit more of a learning curve to it. You need to wait for that second pump, and we have a few rules. So here's pump number 1, comes down. Pump number 2 with multiple candles above the VWAP, which is what we're looking for. It halted down here, so it opened at 120. That's when we would have entered anywhere in this halt, and then you cover at the end of the day for a nice win of $1,174. Then we have these two trades here, GOVX and LFS. These ones were done last Friday, so we will find out. Well, it would have been today, this morning, for the close around 10:30, but because of the market's close, we're going to be on Tuesday. So far, so good. Red, orange, green. The green is behind the label there. Boom, there it is. So I entered on this trade here, and so far it's looking good. But you know what? You never know. And also, one thing that is very common is a 3-pump day. So if you look here, pump number 1, pump number 2, pump number 3. Now it's starting to, all the indicators are starting to touch and be very close. It's closing below the S&P 200. So I am going to assume that tomorrow it's going to look like this, and it's going to start falling again. And where's that monthly pivot? Oh, eventually it's going to go right there. Maybe not as fast as this, but eventually it's going to go there, because if you look at the 4-hour chart, it is on a downtrend, and that's what we love to see when we short some stocks. All right, so that's my prediction. It's going to hit the monthly, this current monthly pivot. It's just a matter of when. Okay, and then we have LFS. This one here was a late DV, red, orange, green. And if you look at the 4-hour chart, is there anything special here? So this is a missed monthly pivot. So if it actually pumps and hits this, eventually we will play it out. but so far there's nothing there. That's interesting. So same thing with this one here. It is eventually going to come down like this and touch the current monthly pivot. However, we don't know, and usually when this happens, the volume is very dead, very flat, so you wouldn't even be able to cover the cover position. It would take time before you start manipulating the price and the price start pumping because you have such a big share in the stock. But usually 9:30, 10, there is still volume that time here. All the people dumping, so we'll see what happens. But so far, these two are nice wins. And if you go back to the spreadsheet here, everything's in here. Oh yeah, HCW. I want to show you guys this one here. Actually, for some reason, it's not here. Let's have a look here. Ready view. I don't know why I forgot about this one. This would have been EXT. Oh, because it was last Friday. That's why. It wasn't. It was last Friday. And this one here was a very small one. But let's have a look here real quick. That's what I'll show you guys with the missed monthly pivots. Let's go back here on the 4-hour chart. We have a missed monthly pivot at 259, and we have one at 414. If you go to 5-minute chart, let's have a quick look here. Right, so it hits. So see how here it did not touch it? I'm not going to worry about it. This one touches it. It's perfect, perfect, perfect. It almost nails this one, but because it touched this one here on the first close, this is your entry right here. And then you cover at the midpoint, just like that, 27%. Okay, and then if we were to go the following day here, see how it touched this monthly pivot? This is your entry right here, and a couple candles later, 8%. So that's what I'm working on with the alerts in the missed monthly pivot. So historically, if that alert would have been working prior, we would have got an alert right here. Boom, that it's reaching. You get an alert that it touched, and then it comes back down. Green, enter on the red. Same thing here. We would have got an alert that says reaching the missed monthly pivot, hit the monthly pivot, enter your trade right here, and close at the midpoint right here. So with the alerts is nice because if you have your trading view break the sleep on your phone, you could have been sleeping and you would have got an alert here saying, hey, you know what? Enter here, close here, boom, done, easy peasy. So, anyways, if you like what you see, head over to our Discord. We are doing some amazing stuff here in our Discord. So our alerts, we're gonna be cleaning this up, and it's gonna be looking really nice. We have our stock analyzer, which you can essentially just put any stock you want. Let's just say SBFM, and that's what, or let's just do one that NIVF, one that we did last week. So once you put the analyzer in the stock in the analyzer, it pulls up all the information that you're looking for. It gives you everything, where it's from, NASDAQ, market cap, institutional float, short interest, all the light dilution, which is really great. And then we have the news. And then if the news was of that day, we would have had a blue circle. So if I would have done this on the 21st, we would have had a couple of blue circles right here. We have our stock scanners. Let's just jump to present here like this. It gives you all the information as the stock pops in our Discord. And then we have the VW scanner, which is one here is the optimal stocks. And then we have, of course, our chat where we just talk about things and trades. And also want to show you maybe a couple more trades here. AK, I think it's AKTX. Let's have a look at this one here. Yeah. Ooh. I did not notice that AKTX. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I didn't even notice that AKTX did a I was gone. Oh, I was gone on Friday. Friday, I was actually visiting some family, so I wasn't trading on Friday. But here's a PCT from here down to here, 24%. Ah, see, I missed that one there. And if I were to look at my Discord, the alerts. Oh, I think my bot was. Oh no, look, 3:30. All right, so if you look here, there, look at that. DXT, it was there. Yeah, I missed it, but it was in our alert, and I missed it. It's okay. And let's have a look one more time. Like, see, like it says it's setting up, right? So When it says it's setting up, it means that that label is there. It appears, the purple one, which is the PCT trade. As soon as this label appears, it will tell you that the trade is happening. And then when it closes and that label is still there, that's when it'll tell you that the alert to enter the alert. Oh, I can't believe I missed that one. So far it's a good it's a big win so far. Anything over 20% is a big win. So that's very unfortunate. But anyways, yeah. So let's have a look at this stock here. Let's go on the 4-hour chart. So we had a missed monthly pivot right here at 1476, like this. Let's go back on this day here and look. It hit this pivot. Red candle is right here, midpoint, 37%. Huge win. PCLA. Let's have a look at this one here. 4 hours. We have a missed monthly pivot at 280. My lines down here. 80. We have some lines here at 497. And we have some lines here at 749. Okay, so those are 3 missed monthly pivots. Let's have a look at what it looks like starting on the 21st of May. So 21st of May is right here. This is the first missed monthly pivot, right? Unfortunately, it closed below the midpoint, so we can't trade it because you can't open before the close, right? So nonetheless, it tanked a little bit. Let's have a look at this one here. So this one here would have been come up like this. You could have entered here, but knowing there's a missed monthly pivot here, within 50%-ish, it's very common that we'll jump the gun to the next one. Nonetheless, your exit would have been up in this area here, right there at 21%. Okay, so small 21% loss. This one here, boom, hits the new missed monthly pivot, closes right here, from here down to here, 31%. Other way, you would have made more money than your loss. So that's why these missed monthly pivots are going to be great addition to our strategies. So now we'll have the DV, EXT, missed monthly pivot, and I'm working on a fourth one called the RSI, and we should blow short selling out of the waters and be very profitable historically. Like, I can only talk about previous trades. I can't talk about the future, especially the fact that on June 4th, the PDT rule in the States is gone. I live in Canada, so I don't have it. But in the States, so we'll see how that goes with all the new retail investors jumping into the small cap stocks. So I think Trade Zero is doing the update on the Friday, the 5th of June. Let's have a look here, June 5th. Yeah, the Friday you'll be able to do no PDT with Trade Zero. So anyways, that's it for this one. If you like what you see, head over to Discord. If you're not sure if our Discord is for you, I will do a live call with you, show you around our Discord, show you around everything that we do, and just share with you how easy it is to short sell penny stocks if you have a trading strategy. Now, I can't be more, I can't tell this more. Like, people need to understand that short selling is not risky if you have a plan and if you have a stop loss. Just like if you're the longest stock, you need a stop loss. Now, people are talking about halts. Oh, halts are crazy. Yes, halts can be very nasty, but you just stop out. The halts can only happen in the open hours. Stop market order. Instead of getting out at $13, you may get out at 15. Not a big deal. It is what it is. But historically, our strategies are very profitable. So anyways, head over to our Discord and we'll see you there.